I'm Harrison Graham. It's time for another Bears Now mailbag. We do these every Monday and Thursday live on the channel. There's been a few exceptions recently with me being out of the office, but typically every Monday and Thursday live at 4 o'clock Central Time. So be sure to subscribe and join us every Monday and Thursday for our live Q&A episodes where you guys use hashtag Bears or Super Chat. Just like Luther Truther did, are you concerned about Luther Burden after missing all of OTAs? I think it's fair to at least be mildly concerned. Now, am I concerned about like what it's going to mean for his career? Not really, because if he's good and puts in the work, he's going to be good. If he's not as good as we thought, or if he doesn't put in enough work, if he doesn't have a passion for the game, it's going to be tougher. When you get to the NFL, you got to really care about the game to be great. And I think he's got tools to be great. I really, really do. I think his quickness, his route running, his ability to make plays with the football in his hand, the yards after the catch juice, he's got it. It's just about putting the work in. And those were the only whispers coming out of Missouri is like, sometimes does he take plays off? There was some chatter of that. But in the second round, taking a swing at a top 15 talent in a draft, I think that was worthwhile. Ben Johnson said it, look, when you're out, you miss valuable reps. So, yeah, I think in the short term, I'm mildly concerned. But if he's there to start training camp and he's playing catch-up, I'm certainly not panicking. The good news about the Bears is they don't need him to be like a baller early on. Just be a good contributor. You got Zacchaeus in there as well after DJ and Rome. So I feel okay for now. Let's revisit this in training camp if he's out there or not. How concerned are you with Luther Burden? Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being very concerned, 1 being not at all. I don't know, 3.5, 4. Again, like mildly concerned for the short term. Long term, I'm at like a 2. I'm not very concerned at all. So let's revisit this in training camp if he's not out there. Okay, Jekalolo, who would Tekalolo? Jesus, my eyes. Got to book an appointment. Would you rather trade for Trey Hendrickson or sign both Za'Darius Smith and Jadeveon Clowney? Probably still trade for Trey unless it costs first-round pick. I'm not giving up a 1 for him, but if I can get him for a day 2 pick and something else, or just a day 2 pick, and then pay him a contract in the low 30s, 32 to 34 million per year on a 2 or 3 year extension, I'd probably rather swing big and do that. But if you told me they ended up with Smith and or Clowney, that'd be cool too. I don't think they would do both for what it's worth. I think one could be in play. Smith the better pass rusher, Clowney the better run defender. Kind of pick your poison. I'd probably go Za'Darius Smith, but if they got any of these 3 players, like if you told me they're guaranteed to get one of them, I'd be pretty happy. Anthony Montes with another super chat. Appreciate the 5. He says, yes, San Diego, Texas is real. This is in reference to something before this segment. Do you think a change in ownership will have a major impact on the team? So just to clarify, I did a video Monday morning about Anthony McKenna's 2% ownership stake could be sold to a private equity group. He died a couple years ago, and I kind of put 2 and 2 together and said, maybe that money could help turn into some stadium funding money. Maybe the McCaskies would add 3% of their equity in the team, make it a 5%, and sell to a private equity group. Who knows, right? But to be clear, the McCaskies are not selling. It's a minority ownership stake of 2% from Anthony McKenna. We'll see where it goes and who ends up buying that 2%, or if the McCaskies or Pat Ryan end up rebuttaling and they purchase those 2%. Luke Vasquez, would you rather want an elite running back or an elite edge rusher? Elite edge. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd love to upgrade the running back room, but if you're asking me, in general, it's easy edge. And even right now with this team right now, I would still pick edge. I still think signing an elite or trading for an elite edge either way would make a bigger impact than an elite running back. I think you can get by with the group you have at running back. Sure, you could get by with the group at edge, but if Montes Sweat goes down, that edge group's pretty damn weak. Tim Hinkie, why does it take such a long time to sign draft picks? Well, oftentimes these second-round picks, they're kind of in the sweet spot of how much years of the rookie contract do they get guaranteed, because for like third, fourth-round picks and beyond, typically they get 2 years guaranteed or close to guaranteed. And then day 3 picks may only get the first year. And even then, if they get cut, it's not fully guaranteed, I don't think. But second-year players, in recent years, most of them get that second, at least that second, if not that third year fully guaranteed. So that's kind of why second-round picks take a little bit longer. First-round picks, unless you're the Bengals, typically are pretty cut and dry. It's slotted money. It just comes down to the signing bonus. And then day 3 players are really more about, is it just the first year? How much guarantee? It's pretty. Those players don't have much leverage. But second-round players, they've gotten good representation in recent years. So that's why the second-rounders, as of filming this on Monday, haven't yet been signed, but it'll happen. Alex Weddle, Cause said, with no more, I don't know who Cause is, with no more Ragnow or Alexander in the North, he could really see the Bears making waves this year. Is this true? I need to know who you're talking about Cause. Anybody know who he's talking about with Cause? Is it some Bears creator I'm unsure about? But, yeah, I mean, we're going to have a full segment coming up live, if you're watching live here on Monday, of why the Bears could win the NFC North. The Lions had a lot of coaches and a couple key players leave. The Packers, I think, have a bit of an identity crisis, and what is it going to look like in Minnesota with J.J. McCarthy? All those are real questions. The Bears have improved a ton on paper. So, yeah, I think the Bears should feel optimistic about their chances this year. Hit that subscribe button. We got full off-season coverage, including these mailbags every Monday and Thursday. Once training camp gets here, we're going to be ripping through content. But even before then, a lot of stuff. If there's news that pops up, we will react to it. If there are big, juicy rumors out there, we will discuss those as well. So hit that subscribe button and lock us in. All right, Johnny, way too early season opener prediction. Got tickets through Game Time for Soldier Field. Gonna be crazy. Can't wait. I like the Bears in the opener. Now, we'll have more information as we get closer. Are there injuries? How did training camp go? All that stuff. But a quarterback making his first start on the road in prime time, that's pretty difficult task. That's typically a pretty difficult task. And that's what J.J. McCarthy is facing. Prime time in his hometown, or at least he grew up near Chicago. In his first NFL start against what should at least be a pretty good defense, I like the Bears in that situation. Now, the Vikings are talented, good roster, but I'll lean Chicago in that one. Say, Quads, Barkley, would you rather give up a 4th and Swift for James Cook or a 2nd and a 5th for Hendrickson? It's a good question. Probably Hendrickson. I'd probably do both those trades, though. Like, I don't think they would literally do both. I'm just saying, like, if you presented either of these, I would say yes to them. So I think those are both pretty solid. 2 and a 5, that's probably about as much as I would go for Hendrickson because you're going to have to turn around and pay him. But a 4th and Swift for Cook, you go with Cook, who's a more reliable 3-down back, and then you're not relying as much as the depth pieces. Whereas with Swift, you're going to need to get a little bit more out of, Roshan, Monungai, whoever. So, yeah, I'd probably do that one too. Oscar Rodriguez, what is the game you're looking most forward to this year? Call me crazy. I think it's Washington in Washington after the bye. Just after what happened last year, Caleb and Jaden are going to be linked and connected forever. Like, I want revenge in that game. The Bears need to right that wrong after what happened last year. So I would say that one. In Detroit, week 2 for Ben Johnson's homecoming. That's a fun one as well. All the division ones. I mean, obviously, both games against the Packers are vitally important. But that Washington game, man, like I think there's a potential rivalry brewing there. I'm not going to compare it to Brady Manning or anything like that because these players have to, prove it for years and years to come. But could it be the next big, like, conference rivalry, not necessarily division rivalry? Maybe. I think there's some bad blood there, and I'm excited to see them get after it again. All right, a couple more here. Nate Andrews, is it possible Shemar Stewart gets on the trade block with the Bengals contract stuff, and should the Bears take a serious look at him? Yeah, so if you haven't followed the Shemar Stewart saga, I broke this down on 4 Verts, my other channel where we talk all things NFL and college football. There is a world where Shemar Stewart could just get traded, where he could say, I'm not doing this. Trade me. and the Bengals just bite the bullet and trade him for, like, I don't know, would he go for a day 2 pick? I mean, he's not going to get a first. I mean, would they get a third for him? Would you trade a third for him? Even that, it's still risky, right? Like, I know it sounds crazy because he went first round a couple months ago, but, like, you know, even if this is more on the Bengals than the player, do you still want that distraction that it would come with? Like, I don't know if I would trade a day 2 pick for a completely unproven commodity who couldn't even sign his rookie contract with the Bengals, even if it wasn't completely his fault. So he's a physical specimen. I didn't love him as a prospect coming out. But that's definitely an interesting storyline going on in the NFL and with the Bengals right now. Which rookie, Bears rookie, will have the best season? Colston Loveland, Luther Burden, Ozzie Trapillo, Shemar Turner? Let us know. Aaron, possibly trade for Danielle Hunter before the deadline if the Texans take a step back because they have to pay one Anderson soon. Well, they did just extend Hunter, so I don't think that's even something that's on their mind. How you're playing can always change things. I mean, if Houston's 1-6 at the trade deadline, could they trade Danielle Hunter for a second-round pick? I guess it's possible. Would I predict it? Probably not. Jose Gonzalez, do you like the Javon Dexter kicking outside to play edge rusher? If anything, the opposite's happening, Jose. He's added some weight. He talked about that. He's getting more reps at one tech. I think right now the starting 2 defensive tackles are going to be Grady Jarrett at the 3 tech, Javon Dexter at the 1 tech, with Billings as the other 1 tech who's more of a run stopper, and then Shemar Turner, Chris Williams is the other 3 tech options. That's my guess, but I don't think Dexter's going to play a ton of edge moving forward. Follow us on social media if you have more Bears, NFL, whatever questions. DMs are wide open. I'm an open book at HGramNFL. I finally caught up on my IG DM, so if you want to fire away and get your questions in, you can do that. It's at HGramNFL. Go ahead and slide into those DMs on social media.